If you want to learn how to sing R&B, you have come to the right place. We're going to show you just how to do that.
First thing to know about singing R&B is that it is actually a combination of different styles. You have a little bit of gospel in there, you have a little bit of jazz in there. So what are those things, Derek?
Well, first of all, rhythm and blues is what R&B stands for. And it's true, it's a smattering of all types of different music. What we're going to say are the hallmarks of the vocal definitions of rhythm and blues are more universal. Riffs and runs, slides, and rasp.
Yeah, those are quintessential things that you're going to hear in every R&B singer's voice. And like she said, it's not just those things, but those things are going to be present in any quality R&B singer.
Yeah, agreed. So we want to teach you how to do those three vocal elements today in their most, at least, effective form when it comes to R&B. So we're going to start first with riffs and runs. What I feel is really the most used in this category is really a 4-note run. And they usually tail it off at the end of their notes. So an example would be even at Brian McKnight's You're More Than Wonderful, when he goes, wonderful, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 4-note tail end of the note. And that's so stereotypical. It's awesome, but it's so stereotypical when you hear R&B singers end their notes. It's like this 3 or 4-note run, and I find it to be more usually a 4-note run. So we're going to show you how to do that right now. And Jeremy's going to demonstrate. He's had a long day of coaching, guys.
Okay.
So all we're doing is taking this little 4-note run and we're making it into an exercise. Go ahead, Jeremy. Let's show them what you got. Right. Now,
Like it'd be all ahs, oohs,
Always. Okay. Repeat it 3 times and then you can move up. Okay. Now, Jeremy's an amazing riffer, runner, everythinger, right? Including rasper. I'm not such a great rasper. But if you're having a hard time getting clarity on every single one of these notes, all you need to do is set on the top for a second. Hold it. Don't be in such a hurry to move off of it. Set it like Jello, right? And then once you move to the second note, you're going to point on the second note and emphasize it. You're going to accent the second note. The second note is the key to the pitch of the whole thing. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I just know that all of my years of coaching, telling people to do this, it fixes it across the board. Never, ever fails. So, oh, instead of oh, where it gets muddy, right? Oh, all the time. You always have that second note as the stem.
So the next element would be rasp. And for those that want to incorporate some rasp into your singing, I would say first consider applying more air to the tone. That's what's going to allow there to be a rasp or breathiness to the tone, is a little bit more air to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I will say that some singers like Jeremy are naturally gifted with a tonality of rasp. Like, it's harder for Jeremy to sing without it than it is. And I have a clearer sounding voice. So imparting rasp into my voice is something I'd be like anybody else. I'd have to work for that. So I want to go wonderful instead of wonderful. I can't even do it. Like
it just takes work, you know.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And go to the extreme first. Go to make it really, really breathy first, and then tailor it back a little bit till you get that good blend that you feel like, oh, that's rasp. That's what rasp is for me.
Yeah.
Because it may be different for different people.
And don't also be discouraged if it sounds just more breathy, like it's a breathy kind of tone than it is like I've been smoking a 6-pack.
Right.
You know, that's some singers, like that's just not my tonality, and I don't want to try to be something that I'm not either. You don't have to have this in order to be an R&B singer, by the way. It's just something that we notice a lot in R&B singers. But you know what? If you don't have it naturally and breathy kind of rasp is what you can do, then be that, because that's what you're meant to be.
Yeah.
Don't try to be something that you're not, to the point of straining your voice or completely going against what your natural bent is.
Yes.
And so Jeremy's going to give you an example, though, because he's so great at it, of what a raspy kind of sound is.
So, since we're on this rhyming that wave, you can do one, you're like a dream come true. It's just kind of, true, that kind of breathiness that comes in there, that rasp that peeks in through there. That's
Yes.
what you want to hear.
It's so close almost to me like a double tone. Can you
Yeah.
sing that true one more time? I gotta
True. Yeah.
hold it.
True.
I literally hear like
Yeah.
overtone in your voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so cool. I want that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like I gotta really figure out how I can do that. It's very unique. It's very cool. And he's not trying. Now, can you try to sing that straight tone?
I can. Again, folks, lots of lessons today, so we'll try. True, true, one, you're like a dream come true. Like I have to really focus to get that out.
See, but do you see how much more difficult it is for him to sing straight tone, right? So everybody's got their own sets of giftings. I just happen to really like yours. Okay, so the third that we were mentioning is vocal slides. And this actually can be heard in R&B, but just as easily in pop and some other genres as well. Even country, you hear this a lot. But the application of it, I find, in R&B tends to be for emotional expression.
Yeah.
It's really like when they're like, oh! Like Let's Get It On is a good example.
Oh, yeah.
It just comes, oh, babe. You
Yeah.
know, ah! I did a little bit of a growl in there too. But when it's just too much to bear,
Yeah.
right? And you just gotta, it just evokes this emotion. And it's less about vocally showing off as it would be more like in pop.
Right.
When you're just like, okay, I'm a diva, watch me, right? This R&B is more about like, I can't emotionally take it anymore. So I gotta slide
The voice
into
really
it.
becomes a vehicle of expression. Like
Ooh,
that's why it's really important. Like this is what makes R&B what it is the fact that the emotion takes over and the only way to get it out is with the voice. So you hear all those cries and riffs and runs because maybe the words weren't enough, so they need to add a little bit of extra note there. That's where the riffs come in there, and maybe the cries is what the slide is. So all those things are just translating the emotion into the voice, into what you're singing.
Exactly. So there is sort of a sequel to this, or rather a prequel, actually,
Right, yeah.
sister video to this. So if you want to dig in deeper and dive into what it means to sing with soul, this next video is just for you.